It has been fixed. Isn't it beautiful? It actually looks kind of beautiful. It looks beautiful. No weirdness on the edges. I love it. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I can really appreciate this map now in all of its glory. God, it's wonderful. So, no idea what Deimos is on about here. We've got Inekura playing as the Warlock, and we've got Deimos playing as the Tech Marine. Deimos is doing his triple scout thing. He loves this. He loves going triple scout with a Tech Marine. Huh. Oh, the FOV tech. Right. Yes, yes, I see. Nice destructor to lead there. I don't know why the scouts are blobbing. But if there's no follow-up and the scouts just spend some time capping, they'll naturally heal off the damage. So it's not too big of a deal. Yeah, and he's just taking a defensive position there with the Warlock. Do we have Banshees? We do have Banshees here, so that's going to be a bit awkward. We're going to get trolled by the scouts, who can obviously just take the garrison if the Banshees approach. But Deimos not looking. Okay. Going to grab the garrison over there. Looks like the Tech Marine caught the Guardians, and they have to retreat pretty much instantly to avoid losing a model. Warlock's going to take over. At least he doesn't bleed requisition when he gets shot at. Fast ranges for Inekura. That's an interesting one. Was that a miss? Or was that Fleet of Foot still active? I think that was a miss. It's kind of weird. Caught out one of the scouts. I'm not sure what they were doing outside of the garrison. Probably fearing grenade possibly coming over. Don't know. This is nice positioning here for the Warlock. But he's going to retreat. No models, of course. You're fighting Space Marines. You can't possibly kill models when you're fighting Space Marines. It's just how it goes. I wonder why he's going for fast long rifles. Fast long rifles against scouts. I don't feel like that's very good. I really don't, you know. Be good against the Tech Marine who's camping cover, I suppose, but you can kind of just run the Warlock in and deal with him that way. So, I don't know about that. One Banshee dying to scouts here, that's a bit odd. Quite unlucky, I guess they were all shooting the same model. I suppose it was the closest, and now 2 scouts versus 1 Guardian is a bad fight for the Guardian. Rangers hunting the Tech Marine, it would appear, and yeah, ASM, this is the typical build that Deimos likes. He'll likely keep, I think, one of these as default, and then the other 2 go for shotguns and sergeant. I don't know if he likes the mass-crafted bolter these days or not. Wow, Inekura is going for double rangers. Wow, interesting. That's a bit awkward though when you've got the ASM coming. And honestly, when the scouts get their sergeant, they're really not that vulnerable to long rifles. ASM coming out. No model losses still for the Space Marines here. Trying to snipe down the techie, not going to manage it. Of course, ASM get that double jump. Second jump is ready. 55 energy for that jump. Can't see the Rangers. Well, now they do. Can they get a model? Should get this one. Yeah. Oh, they got that guy. Alright, there you go. First Space Marine fallen. Happy days. First shotgun Sarge Scout is en route. Triple gens for both players. No war gear. Immolate coming up. So that'll make him pretty good in range stance against the scouts, which, logical, probably the biggest threat. That'll make him do okay damage in melee against the ASM. They certainly will not want to solo him in melee. And likewise, you know, he can run in and melee the Tech Marine. But if you go Champions Rogue, then you'd be a lot more tanky to the Tech Marine or the shotguns, and also be unable to be knocked over by the shotguns, which is quite nice. Personally, I like to go for a lot of Guardians if I'm playing against this build. Literally like triple Guardians and Banshees I think is really good against this build of Deimos. And then you can go Merciless Witchblade Champions Robe, which can tank the Tech Marine very effectively and also counter-initiate the ASM. And you scale really well then if you go for a Falcon, because triple Guardians can actually repair, obviously at a pretty absurd rate, 30 HP per second, which will out-repair a last cannon. Near enough. I mean, it doesn't, literally, I don't think. But it's very close. So as long as you're shooting at the las cannon, you will win that trade quite easily. Nice destructor there. Nice immolate too. Yeah, Scout's trying to run in and close the distance, but not going to work out for them there. They've got to flee, which is nice for Deimos. How's he going to take this engagement? This is a pretty dangerous combo for him to fight. I don't think he can win this fight. Immolator, for all its value it has at ranged, it's not great in melee compared to the Champion's Robe Merciless Witchblade combo. Nice special, so lucky to proc that straight away. And now all the Banshees are surrounding this dude. Poor guy, he's going to be so close to death. Oh, nice explosive shot though from the Scouts there, knocking over both the Warlock and the Banshees. A little late on the grenade, unfortunately. Could have been a lot of dead Scouts, could have been 2 dead Scouts, and Rangers can't quite pick up that model. Wherever he was, that one that got weakened. Oh, there he goes. It's probably him. Look at the Tech Marine, man. This is why the Tech Marine's so good against Eldar. He can kill the model so fast. Rangers going down here. Weren't able to do too much. Just got forced off. Yeah, like, you're better off just having Guardians. They're better in the stand-up fight against the Scouts. And it's not like the Rangers are good against the ASM either. I suppose, as I say, the main advantage is that they counter the Tech Marine, but I don't think he's that bad. And especially if you go Champion's Robe Warlock instead. Drop Distort Field regularly on your Banshees. This is, as I say, of course, the advantage of Immolator, that you can put a lot more pressure onto the Shotgun Scouts than if you go Witchblade. These Scouts got to be careful, they're going to lose a model. They retreat, they're alright. Well, they might lose another model. I think it probably would have been worth still shooting them in retreat, to be honest. There's a chance. Snagging another model, but I think he just wants to rapidly relocate to this side, knowing that the Tech Marine will inevitably be coming out and causing some trouble. Can he get a Scout model? Should get one, right? No? Wow. Oh. And then the Howling Banshee gets slain by the Mass-Crafted Bolter. Pew pew. The ASM are back. I mean, this is a Tech Marine without any armor to give him HP regen. Can you imagine how much of a pain he is with the HP regen armor? I don't find these effective, and they're so much more expensive with their long rifles than just getting a Guardian squad. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure, guys. Like, that wouldn't have done anything with Guardians, but then again, obviously the Tech Marine would stand and fight with Guardians unless you're behind energy shields. But Guardians scale so amazingly with the Warlock in Tier 2. Rangers have 0 scaling. The ASM going to jump the Guardians? Yep. So they fleet out of the way to dodge. Failed though, a little bit slow. But yeah, the ASM don't want to commit. There's a risk of bleeding models to the Shees, and then the Guardians run to the side before you retreat, and then hit you with a retreat grenade, and it's just pretty grim. It's a fight you're not going to win, so what's the point? Just get out of there straight away, and you'll see that quite a lot in this match. Whenever there are fights where it's clear that you're not going to win, you just retreat straight away to mitigate bleed. That was a good instance of Rangers getting the opportunity to inflict a lot of damage there on the Tech Marine. I suppose that's why he's got them. Still level 1 on the Warlock, still level 1 on the Tech Marine, damn. Yeah, not a lot of models dying all around. There have been a few Banshees getting killed. They'll be a lot harder to kill now they've got the Exarch. Remember, if you use Fleet of Foot with the Banshee Exarch present, you get 50% damage resistance to ranged damage for the duration. Pew 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 pew, but they've got to get out of there. Trying to infiltrate, but it's not working because the Scout Sarge can detect them. That's undead Ranger. Oh, and here is the ever-present Razorback. They're a pain, man. Innie's economy looking pretty good to get Warp Spiders. I mean, shit, he can go tier 3 right now. Inekura always likes to go Fire Dragons, I've noticed. I don't rate them. That was very fortunate timing there on the retreat. Holy shit. The ASM was like, what was that? Like half a second, maybe? Off of hitting the special on the Warlock? And if he knocked him over there, that probably would have been a dead Warlock. Only just managed to retreat in time. Yeah, I mean, tier 3 from Innie here is a fucking wild play. I suppose the lack of tax means... Oh, he cancelled it and went for an autark. He goes for the wipe with the kinetic pulse into the autark bomb. Doesn't quite get it. Probably not the best autark bomb, but I guess he wanted the autark out anyway, so whatever. Oh shit, he's going for the fusion gun. That is crazy. You never see this thing. Okay, we're trying to bait the Razorback in there, using the hollow field to infiltrate the autark. I'm actually quite surprised to not see any durability armor here on the Tech Marine. Does surprise me. But yeah, straight up firefight between the autark and the Razorback, probably not going to go too well. Huh. Fusion gun doing alright though against the ASM. Oh, he snags the Tech Marine. Deimos not paying attention, much like myself there. And it won't take long in the open to kill him with the Immolator and dual Rangers. Now Innie is going to go tier 3. Deimos is going to go for a Dreadnought. He does like his Assault Cannon versus the Eldar. It can be very effective against the infantry, but if Innie just goes for a Fire Prism, then I don't really know what Deimos is going to do here, because he's got no missile tax, which, you know, could sort of charge the Fire Prism with a Razorback and could do something. Obviously, he's got the Melter Bomb into a Melter Gun, but, you know, Fire Prism... It's even longer range than a tank. In theory, that shouldn't be very effective if it's used properly by Inekura anyway. Warlock just going to take the garrison here, so the Razorback can't actually deal with it. And then he can just come out and start capping again. It's a good play. Stall against the Razorback. Yeah, you've got a couple of scouts coming over with grenades, but honestly, if they use their grenades against the Warlock here, I don't think that would be a terrible thing. Kind of waste them. Okay, this is a bad fight. They got to get out of there a little bit late there on the retreat with the Banshees. Could be, is that a grenade in retreat? No, it's the wrong squad. It's the other squad that's got the grenade. So yeah, here is the Dreadnought. Let's see what he's doing. He's just going to keep it default. He does have the wrist-mounted flamer, so we could use that for a cheeky little bash. But it's so risky. He must know that Inekura has a lot of resources here. He's only buying an autark with a fusion gun, like, come on. And also... Rangers don't have a lot of pop costs, so, you know, a lot of requisition for Inekura. That is, I suppose, one of the other advantages of the Rangers. Quite low pop cost compared to going triple Guardians. Inekura massively ahead on VPs too, and I guess that justifies the fact that he's gone tier 3. It's definitely a relevant factor. There's no doubt about it. Tech Marine forced off once again, picks up his Refractor Shield. Yeah, I'm not sure about this attack. It's not really done anything. I know he's only got it to stall sort of thing, but... I mean, it's literally not done anything. I don't know. I guess it's something that Deimos sort of does have to react to and respect. I don't know what the scouts are doing here. They're sort of doing a little jig. Why aren't they shooting? They'd killed the gens a lot quicker if the scouts contributed at close range with the shotguns. Thank you. Here is the Fire Prism. And yeah, Deimos not got any long-range AV. Obviously, he's going to have to pick up the Melter Gun on the Tech Marine. But yeah, he spent a lot in tier 2. This is a lot. This is a lot. Start field on the Banshees, perhaps. No AV on the field yet. Obviously, multi-melter's coming. Quite an obvious play. Wow, Banshees massively overextending here. Do they get out alive? They do. Oh, fucking hell, no they don't. They just got gibbed by the multi-melter. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Blessings of the Omnissiah here, and a lot of heals coming out of the scouts. It's one of the other advantages of going for this triple scout build as the Tech Marine. You can get some pretty bonkers heals in tier 2 on your vehicles. But range is a problem. Now, in this instance, if ASM was still on the field, they'd be able to jump in, get the Melter, and then the Dreadnought would easily kill the Prism. But obviously, the ASM have been forced off here, which, you know, Inekura is well aware of. So the Prism just keeps going chunking off HP off these vehicles. Oh, and it looks like again the Rangers managed to take out the Tech Marine. Yeah, I mean, if the Rangers just walk straight up to the Tech Marine, they are going to bleed models and it's going to be miserable. But if the Tech Marine doesn't realise he's getting shot by them because the range of the Rangers is higher than the Tech Marine, then yeah, the Tech Marine will die quite quick. And this is obviously what's happening here. Every time there's a big fight on one part of the map, the Rangers are popping out and assassinating the Tech Marine. Which is cool to see. Cool to see. Still a gigantic VP lead right now for Inekura. Yeah, I don't know, this is difficult for Deimos. He's running out of map control, and he's already sort of on the back foot trying to evade the prism. Nice grenade, but just mitigated by the damage resistance that they get when they have the Warlock. Oh shit, Tier 3 Rangers now, they inflict the DR debuff. Yeah, that's really powerful. Wow. Wait, so... is that a separate upgrade? I'm not sure. It looks like only one of them was inflicting it. Yeah, so there's... I don't know if it's an upgrade or if it's a passive thing, but when they shoot things with their long rifles in Tier 3, it debuffs the DR of the target. I think it's only... I think it's only infantry, not vehicles. But that means the effective DPS of both them and, more importantly, all that infantry goes up tremendously. And there is the Gambit to try and take out the Prism, but unfortunately there is no Melter Gun here on the Tech Marine, so it's not going to work. Well, it might still work. Here comes the Dreadnought. Okay, we're going to... oh, why is he driving forward? Can't drive forward. Wow, how long is this Melter Snare, man? Feels like it's going on forever. Jeez. But we have Singing Spear, Seer Council out right now. Obviously, Fire Prism gets taken out there. I mean, it's the power of the ASM. Melter Bomb, man. It's fucking undodgeable. There's no counterplay. But yeah, these Seers are just going to tear the Dreadnought to pieces. It grabbing the multi-melter means that they have no... it has no melee resist. I don't think there's any red for... no, I think there should be red for swift movement. I don't know how much red it even is for swift movement. Is it 175 or 125 or 150? Fuck knows. And that's basically GG. You can't deal with that. Look at the damage with the leap. Oh my goodness. Wow. That was just the Autark buff? Damn, that's scary. Yeah, Seer Council with Autark buff, man. Whew. They are spooky boys. And then you can get Falchu's Wing. Yeah. It might have been Falchu's Wing. Thought I just clicked the Warlock and I didn't see it though. Maybe it just came in afterwards. Love Ranger buffs. Yeah, I don't think yeah, I don't think the Rangers did anything. Deimos definitely fucked up and lost his Tech Marine multiple times to the Rangers, which was poor play. But the Rangers, they were weak in the early game. They didn't do much at all for the cost. I think Guardians would have been a lot more effective. The problem with Deimos' build is that you have no attack flamer, so it's kind of hard to capitalise. And honestly, this map is a really hard map to bash on. I feel like the gen farms are super safe on this map. It's really tough to get a bash in. Generally, you only get a bash in via a ninja bash, as opposed to like a big army versus army fight type timing push bash. And obviously, Deimos has no ninja bash unit in this composition because he's got an attack flamer. So tricky. And then he went and yeah, he just fell behind in tier 2 massively, didn't he? And he only got an Autark and then skipped tier 2. And in spite of that, Deimos having Razorback and Dreadnought, again, still couldn't bash. So, not sure that's a Ranger thing, just saying. Anyway, there you go. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Glad to see some Space Marine action. And I love to see these weird builds with high-level players. That's going to be all from your boy SCD this time. I'm signing out.